The following episode of The Kingdom of Isolation contains footage from the film being discussed. The footage is used solely for the purposes of education, commentary, and criticism under fair use. Please support the animators by watching this film on Disney Plus or home media where available. This episode also contains spoilers throughout. Hello my fellow Disney fans and welcome to the Kingdom of Isolation, where in times of trouble, why not celebrate the magic of Disney? And today, we're taking a detour through the Pride Lands, but not the one you're thinking of. Forget royal drama and epic battles. This time, it's all about bugs, belly laughs, and behind-the-scenes chaos. That's right, we're talking about The Lion King 1.5, the unsung hero of Disney's trilogy and arguably the funniest of the bunch. We'll see what I think of it soon enough. But the thing is, this isn't your typical sequel. It's a midquel, a reimagining, a behind-the-curtain romp starring Timon and Pumbaa, the wisecracking meerkat and his flatulent warthog bestie. This was released direct-to-video in 2004 and is also known as Lion King 3 Hakuna Matata here in the UK. Timon and Pumbaa, they retell The Lion King from their own hilarious skewed perspective. Ever wondered what was happening off-screen while Simba was finding his destiny? Timon and Pumbaa were busy stealing scenes, dodging hyenas, and redefining what it means to be sidekicks with style. So grab your grub, preferably the slimy yet satisfying kind, and settle in as we explore the comedy, the chaos, and the surprisingly heartfelt journey of Lion King 1.5. Because sometimes the best stories are the ones told from the sidelines. While The Lion King was inspired by Hamlet and Simba's Pride was inspired by Romeo and Juliet, this film clearly takes inspiration from the play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which features the events of Hamlet through the eyes of two minor characters. There are a total of 20 hidden Mickeys in the whole film, including Mickey Mouse at the end himself. So, I'm not going to have time to get through the other 19 with you guys. That's for you to work out yourself. This movie is framed like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, meaning that silhouettes of Timon and Pumbaa are shown talking to each other throughout the movie. Bit disrespectful if you're watching it in a movie theater. Now, according to Bradley Raymond, who was the director of this film, Roger Allers came up with the idea. Timon's story of leaving the meerkat colony is based on a short scene deleted from Hakuna Matata in The Lion King. The song Timon sings, That's All I Need, is a reworked version of Warthog Symphony, which ended up being an ancestor of the song Hakuna Matata. There is a part in which Pumbaa and Timon argue about whether to help Simba or not, and Timon refuses to go with Pumbaa but eventually changes his mind. This part is loosely based on the added part of Disney's The Lion King children's novel written by Gina Ingoglia. According to Timon, Shenzi's full name is Shenzi Maria Predatora Veldetta Jacquelina Hyena. Make of that what you will. In April 2000, it was announced that the Walt Disney Company had selected Jeff Alholm, Colin Goldman, and Tom Rogers to write the script for The Lion King 3. It was scheduled to arrive in video stores sometime in 2001. Bradley Raymond, who previously directed Pocahontas 2 Journey to a New World, and Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, came on board as director. This doesn't bode well. He recalled that it was then Disney feature animation president Thomas Schumacher's idea to retell The Lion King through the eyes of Timon and Pumbaa. Additionally, Roger Allers and Irene Mecci, who directed and co-wrote the screenplay for The Lion King respectively, consulted on the production. The film was animated by Walt Disney Animation Australia in Sydney, New South Wales, and Disney Toon Studios in the United States. Again, just like Atlantis Milo's Return. Top right of your screens. Oh, that was a bore fest and a half to get through. Again, just like that last episode, that's all I have in the behind the scenes information. So let's head to the Pride Lands again. Just please be better than Atlantis 2, please. Now wait, hang on a minute. Did I accidentally put on the first film again? I already did a 2-parter on the first Lion King, and that was 4 years ago during the Renaissance, during the summer of the Renaissance.
What's on the menu? Here could be some beach eggs to you. It's Pumbaa.
Oh, never mind. All is well. Timon and Pumbaa are watching the original film in a movie theater, or at least they try to, arguing over the remote, which is the same shot that they used for the trailer of the film. Timon is voiced again by Nathan Lane, and Pumbaa, Ernie Speller. Those two work so well off each other. But those aren't the only names returning here, so let's just rattle them off, shall we? Matthew Broderick as Simba, the late Robert Guillaume as Rafiki, Moira Kelly as Nala, Whoopi Goldberg as Shenzi, Cheech Martin as Banzai, and last seen in the afterlife in Coco, and Ed.
Guess who? Guess who? It's him again!
Is of course the one and only Disney legend Jim Cummings! And Edward Hibbert as Zazu. Timon and Pumbaa argue over what part of the story to start with, leading to a running gag they had in the previous film.
Then why don't we tell them our story?
Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we tell them our story?
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Timon, Pumbaa literally just suggested that. The story starts at Pride Rock, and Timon complaining about not having anything to be proud of, leading to a paraphrasing of Hakuna Matata.
When I was a young meerkat.
When he was a young meerkat.
Very nice.
Thanks.
I would demonstrate how it's supposed to go, Pumbaa, but given the time I'm recording this right now, probably best not to wake up the neighbors.
A few moments later.
When he was a young meerkat. Timon shows us where he came from, the pit of shame. Make of that what you will. And it doesn't take long for us to get to the first song of the film. Dig-a-tana, dig-dig-a-tana, dig-a-dig-a-tana, dig-dig-a-tana, dig-a-dig-a-tana, dig-dig-a-tana, quick before the hyena come. Now, this is a very fun song to start with, capturing the spirit of Africa perfectly, and Lebo M is back on board helping write the new songs for the film. And it's here we're introduced to Timon's mother, voiced by Marge Simpson herself, Julie Kavner. And interestingly, this is her only voice role outside of The Simpsons. We also have the late Jerry Stiller voicing Timon's uncle, Max. And yes, that Jerry Stiller is the father of Ben Stiller. Supervising animators, Bob Baxter for Timon, Bob Baxter for Pumbaa, Simba and the Hyenas, Leanne Hughes for Timon, his mom, and Max, and Alex Stademan for Timon and Rafiki.
There's no sign of Timon's handiwork anywhere.
Couldn't keep your mouth shut, could you? Max is very paranoid and overprotective of Timon when his nephew isn't wrecking everything in sight. Mother had a word with him, pointing out the 4 walls and 2 tunnel exits he's already ruined, and emphasizing that they have to look out for each other. We also get a beautiful music cue here from the first film.
Everything the light touches belongs to someone else.
Funny, I thought you were going a whole different direction with this.
Wow, way to ruin the moment. He then gets the responsibility of watching out for the hyenas. Sounds simple enough. But small question: What about putting him back on the digging crew instead?
No!
Okay, then. Okay, that's me told. Not exactly going to overrule a mob of meerkats. Yeah, that is what a group of meerkats is called, a mob. Max isn't exactly helping with teaching Timon how to look out for hyenas. Scurry, sniff, flinch? At least we get the next song of the film, That's All I Need, which serves as Timon's I Want song. Didn't think I'd be saying that in a direct-to-video sequel. Hold on, didn't I say that about Melody's song for a moment in Little Mermaid 2? And anyway, this song has a little hint of gospel around with the gospel organ in play as well. Timon's a bit carried away when the hyenas show up. Kenzie, Banzai, and Ed. They hunt the meerkats down. Thanks, Timon. And Max is being chased down.
Weight is the look for this fall.
Wait, hang on. I did not ask for QVC in my Disney movies. Also, no, I did not put that in. That is actually how it happens in the film. Thankfully, Max makes it back, and guess who gets the blame?
I did trust you.
So Timon leaves the mob to start his adventure, and honestly, those sunset hues are beautiful, with the music adding to the moment as well.
I put my past behind me and never looked back.
Even if moments like this kind of ruin it for him. Timon makes it to Rafiki's tree, who gives him Hakuna Matata, leading to Timon heading towards Pride Rock. And this is where Timon meets Pumbaa for the first time, leading to them heading to Pride Rock together.
This could be the start of a beautiful acquaintanceship.
Casablanca reference. I have to appreciate the classics. We make it to the start of the original film, leading to the Circle of Life, and Rafiki is holding Simba at the top. And you ever heard of the butterfly effect? Where you change one thing in the past and everything else just goes horribly wrong afterwards? Basically,
The encounter could create a time paradox, the results of which could cause a chain reaction that would unravel the very fabric of the space-time continuum and destroy the entire universe.
granted that's a worst case scenario. Well, we get one of those butterfly effects here. And Timon is somehow okay with this. Pumbaa makes beds for them and they settle down for the night. Next day, we have Just Can't Wait to Be King, and we have our first instances of recycled animation. And we all know how critical I was with the recycled animation through the 70s and 80s. Disney, just as an excuse to keep the budgets down. Also, how do they get through the entirety of the first film from the moment they meet within an hour? They're now in an elephant graveyard.
This is an elephant graveyard. And who would ever come to an elephant graveyard?
Sire, the hyenas are after the children.
Okay, something that doesn't get explained. How does Mufasa know without Zazu telling him? So, they're now just gonna speed through everything up to meeting Simba, including being prepared in the stampede, the latter being one of the most heartbreaking moments in all the film, played up for comedy because supposedly Timon and Pumbaa were caught up in it.
Something tells me this ain't the traveling company of Riverdance.
Also, he's just repeating beyond what you can see over and over and over again. It's getting boring at this point. And I shouldn't be saying that about a Lion King film.
Shall we run for our lives?
Oh yes, let's.
Yeah, let's not. Again, this moment is played for comedy when it's supposed to be the most heartbreaking moment of the film, the original film. You have Scar murdering Mufasa right in front of our faces, showing the corpse of Mufasa afterwards, and seeing Simba in being absolutely devastated, and kids around the world in 1994, when this film came out, every single one of them was crying. And now they're about to go over a waterfall. Oh, great. A very large waterfall.
You mind if I pause it for a second? Sure, go ahead. Be right back.
Really? Really? How am I supposed to focus on the film if you keep pausing it like that? At least this isn't as horrifically unnecessary as Atlantis 2. Timon complains he's dragging Pumbaa down, all because they can't find their dream home.
And friends stick together to the end.
And at least here we get some heartwarming moments like this, as well as some beautiful music to boot.
Timon, are you crying? I'm fine.
Oh my word, can we stop ruining these moments, please? They find their dream home, and we get some karaoke, which, aside from what I just demonstrated, I won't be able to treat you to today. Maybe when I get a better mic and a better camera. While all that is happening, Rafiki is telling Timon's mother about Hakuna Matata. Back with the duo, they find some buzzards and meet Simba for the first time, leading to a montage of switching between The Lion Sleeps Tonight and Jungle Boogie for reasons.
Actually, I had a bad dream.
And as touching as this moment is, I can't help but feel the emotional beats are a bit off. The moments that don't work because of recycled animation could just be left out, and sections like this could have easily been made into a short. Teen Simba and Timon have a snail-eating contest, all set to the good, bad, and the ugly. The only one they haven't done yet. This is the only contest they haven't done yet, which Simba wins, making a clean sweep of every contest.
She's gonna put a stake right through the heart of our Hakuna Matata.
I'm starting to lose faith in why this needed to be made to begin with. Timon and Pumbaa try every trick possible to stop Nala and Simba feeling the love tonight, failing at every opportunity until we reach here.
We won! We split them up!
Yes, celebrating breaking up the couple. That's not what friends are supposed to do. Next morning, Nala tries to explain what's going on with Simba, when this from the original is simple, to the point, and I hate to say it, what I'd rather be watching. The way this all plays out is simple and to the point in the first film. This is played for comedy. Again, why did this need to be made? You could argue that about most of these direct-to-video sequels. So they go to help Simba at Pride Rock after some unnecessary tension between Timon and Pumbaa.
My work here is done.
They skip over the whole dressing dragon and do the hula scene, and lead to taking down the hyenas with the smell of Pumbaa. And not, they call me Mr. Pig! Oof, ouch.
I love the smell of Pumbaa in the morning.
Mother and Max are here to help Timon and Pumbaa, which also leads to another butterfly effect that contradicts what happened in the original. The finale here is so much different from the original film as well, while I'm on the subject. It's standard direct-to-video chase music instead of the grand cinematic score that Hans Zimmer gave us.
You got it, kid.
And instead, we're treated to comedy like this. I just can't. What else are they supposed to do to keep stalling until the tunnel is ready?
Kenzie Marie Predatora Veldetta Jagalina Hyena. Would you do me the honor of becoming my bride?
You what?
I'm sorry.
You what?
All that just for Timon to save the day. Scar's defeated. Timon's okay. And they watch Simba take his place as king.
I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Now here, the music feels too quick for such an iconic moment. And I've said it before, and I will say it again, I really hate being critical of a soundtrack. But the fact that I have to be for one of my favorite moments of the original film is just... This is all just disrespectful to the original's legacy in my eyes. We finish with a reprise of Digger Turner and Mother, Max, Simba, and basically the entire Disney catalogue of characters are here, ready to watch the film again, which sadly, I won't be. I know that's not what fans of this want to hear, but the scores are going to be my justification as to why. The narrative, first up, as always, the story. The narrative here is a tangled mess, earning a low score of 3 out of 10. The sequence of events feels incredibly disjointed, with plot points jumping abruptly from one scenario to the next, never allowing the story to flow naturally. There are glaring contradictions with the events of the original film, especially when it comes to how pivotal scenes are handled and resolved. Instead of complementing or expanding on the original, these inconsistencies only serve to undermine its legacy, making the overall story difficult to follow and, frankly, quite unsatisfying. The characters fare only slightly better, warranting a score of 4 out of 10. Much like the story, characterization suffers from the abrupt tonal shifts and a lack of genuine development. Many of the attempts at humor feel shoehorned in, lacking the effortless wit and charm that defined the original. This forced comedy not only undermines the characters' authenticity, but also makes their motivations and interactions feel artificial, further detracting from the film's overall impact. Visually, the film is equally disappointing, meriting a score of 3 out of 10. There's an overwhelming reliance on recycled scenes from the original film, which not only feels lazy, but also strips this film of any unique visual identity. Rather than showcasing creativity or bringing something new to the table, the repeated use of familiar shots makes the entire experience feel derivative and uninspired. This lack of originality is especially noticeable during key moments where fresh visual storytelling could have elevated the film, but instead we're left with a hollow imitation of what came before. The soundtrack here earns a 6 out of 10, largely due to its heavy-handed reuse of significant portions of the original film's score. While there are a few standout moments thanks to new songs specifically composed for the film, these highlights are unfortunately overshadowed by the uninspired recycling of classic themes. The lack of fresh musical arrangements in key scenes weakens the emotional resonance, making the soundtrack feel more like a patchwork than a cohesive accompaniment. It's a missed opportunity, as the original's legacy deserved far more thoughtful reinterpretation alongside the new material. And on the subject of legacy, the film's legacy stands at a middling 5 out of 10. And despite its shortcomings, it managed to secure a respectable 76% overall rating on Rotten Tomatoes, indicating a genuinely favorable reception among the critics. Notably, it also achieved industry recognition with an Annie Award win for Best Home Entertainment Production, beating out the Mickey, Donald, and Goofy version of Three Musketeers, and garnered a further nomination for Music in an Animated Production, though it ultimately lost out to The Incredibles in that category. Additionally, the film's impact extended into gaming with a release of a licensed Game Boy Advance title, further cementing its presence in the early 2000s pop culture. However, these accolades and adaptations cannot fully compensate for its failure to live up to its original's enduring appeal, leaving its legacy somewhat lackluster. Despite its various shortcomings, the film does still score 42% overall. And this places it ahead of Pocahontas 2 on the scoreboard, reflecting a stronger performance in terms of narrative, characters, and production values. However, it still falls short when compared to Return of Jafar, which manages to edge it out on the scoreboard. In the broader landscape of direct-to-video sequels, this film sits awkwardly in the middle. Neither the worst nor the best, but ultimately overshadowed by its more successful counterparts. I'm going to say this. If you're looking for some comedy, yeah, I would say that you'll definitely enjoy some of the comedic moments here. Whereas, if you're looking for something that pays tribute to the original film, you're gonna need to look elsewhere. If I were to say, if I could recommend this, it's difficult to say yes, because a lot of the scenes that feature here were from the first film, and you can just go back and watch the first film and you're not really going to be missing much, if I'm being brutally honest. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to be part of the Kingdom of Isolation yourself, you can hit the subscribe button down at the bottom, click the bell, turn on notifications so you don't miss when an episode goes live on this channel. I also have a passes page, which will include uncut episodes of the Kingdom of Isolation, plus a new way to experience the Kingdom of Isolation films in 2026, as well as a different way of experiencing the DreamWorks Diaries, which are starting next year. So the next episode, we're going to be heading for another trip into the 100-Acre Wood, and this time,
Disney's Winnie the Pooh Springtime with Roo.
But until then, make each moment count, and I'll see you guys next time in the Kingdom of Isolation.